Gatwick Racecourse was first opened in 1890. By 1920, the racecourse was turned into an aerodrome. Then, in 1958, Queen Elizabeth II opened Gatwick Airport, with the first main railway line running through it. But to make way for the airport, the village of Lowfield Heath was destroyed. All that's left of the village is its church. Today, Gatwick Airport is the second busiest airport in the UK and growing. This means that an expansion to meet the demands of such a busy airport could lead to the demolition of Charwood, located northwest of Gatwick Airport. Is another runway destruction or progress?
Our campaign, which is called the Gatwick Area Conservation Campaign, is not only Charwood, it covers the whole area around Gatwick, from Tunbridge Wells to Cranley, from Reigate to Horsham, and we're firmly against a second runway.
I've lived in Horley for 12 years, and before that I lived for 10 years in Reigate. It's very convenient for the shops. It provides employment for members of my family, provides customers for the shop I work in, and it provides an awful lot of employment for an awful lot of people in Horley.
Having two runways would allow Gatwick to become a full international airport, which would bring in a lot of business from the business community.
That's the existing runway, and that's the existing south terminal. And the plan was to have a new runway up here to the north of Charwood and a new runway down here on the edge of Crawley. Now, this new runway up here would have left Charwood between the two runways, and it would have meant aircraft flying over Horley at rooftop level.
I think there has to be a balance between economic growth and historical value. One of the things that we seem to get wrong in this country is that balance, because if we want good education, good hospitals, good infrastructure, we need to have an economic growth, which we can only do with building infrastructure.
If the runway were put to the north of Charwood, life would become impossible to live in Charwood.
Proposed second runway is to the south of the existing airport, so it won't affect Charwood at all.
It'll cut them off from Horley completely?
No, I don't think Charwood would get destroyed at all.
I don't think a new runway should be built at the airport. The airport has physical restraints on 3 of its sides, and it would also mean that many towns and villages would be left uninhabitable.
I don't think there should be another runway at Gatwick Airport, because the airport's actually big enough and it's not being used to full capacity anyway.
I don't think that people really are going to go on flying more and more, otherwise they'll be in the air all the time. For most people, flying is something special, not something that you use every day like a car.
Unfortunately, sadly, Charles is a very nice village, but sadly the runway's got to go somewhere, and wherever it's going to sort of affect what's been there before. But that's what's happened always when airports have been built and railways have been built and progress has been made.
This shows the outer limit of the aircraft noise, and as you will see, it goes well beyond Horsham and out to nearly to Cranley, up to Dorking and Reigate, and out to Sevenoaks and Tunbridge Wells, down to East Grinstead, halfway through Crawley. So the noise would be far worse than at present.
The engines that are used today are a lot quieter than the engines from 20 years ago, and that can only improve.
The climate change effects of flying are far worse, because aircraft do far more damage to the climate.
The European Union sets targets for pollution, and the aviation industry has to aim for that target.
Because of the climate change initiative, we've now started to reduce the pollution levels as well. So there's no reason with such an advanced industry that we can't reduce them by the same amount as we've reduced the noise.
It creates jobs overseas in Spain or Greece or the West Indies or wherever people go. Lots of jobs there, but actually fewer jobs in England.
for being a taxi driver would give us a lot more work.
It's good for the community, good for jobs. Yeah, it'd be a good idea. Be more passengers coming through, more money for the airport.
For a business to progress, it's got to increase every year, and if you can't increase your income every year, your business does not progress.
I've got grave concerns now with the new government ruling out any runway building. What they've done is positioned Great Britain not as a leading nation for the 21st century, but a secondary nation, and a lot of the business that we used to attract through this country will now go to France and Germany, and we'll just be a feeder to the mainland Europe.
It is going to destroy the world for many millions of people, young people or people not yet born in future generations, if people go on flying. I certainly don't think it's progress. The history and the beauty is things which need to be preserved. I don't want to see the whole of the world turned into concrete runways and concrete motorways. I think that would be backwards progress.
I respect the 2019 agreement. We shouldn't build until 2019 because you can't make agreements with local authorities and then just continually break them. But after 2019 I will be campaigning for that second runway, which I think is essential to the area.